My name is Paul Stevens. Welcome to today's Tech Tip. So with the complexity of the modern vehicles, the new EV vehicles, the weights involved, the differentiators between whether or not you can get it in neutral, get the electronic parking brake off and stuff, nowadays you need a multitude of different tools, different attachment items to utilize to load and unload the vehicles. So having a round sling, such as this purple strap, right? It's in a basket, it's rated for 5,200 pounds, and it can be utilized on the lower control arm to load, it can go through a wheel, or it can actually go through the toe pin to load the vehicle. The most important thing here to remember is it needs to be in a basket, right? Because if it's not in a basket, it's going to be at just a 2,600 pounds. And so a lot of vehicles' weights will exceed that. So you need to understand, what you're doing and how you're doing it. So configured in a basket, we'll have that 5,200 pounds and it'll work for a majority of things that we want to load. Another item that we can use is a luxury V-bridle, right? And what that is, that's a soft strap that has very limited metal connections on it. It just has 2 snap hooks on it. And what you do is you would go around the lower control arms, lock that in. This would be facing down, so nothing would ever hit the vehicle, right? So this is all soft strap going out. Lead this out from the front bumper, and you'll eliminate a lot of the metal areas that you could snag on the bottom of a piece of plastic or on one of those diffusers, right? And then this piece here is important too, because most people don't know what it's for. We hook our hook in here and we load it like that. When we do that, the hook points up or the hook points down and can dig into the bottom of the plastic. When we use this piece, it makes the hook go sideways and does not dig into the bottom of the vehicle. Then we have just a regular old chain bridle where you have your R hook, your T hook, and your mini J hook, right? One of the 3 most reliable attachment items. The problem is that a lot of vehicles are going away from solid rigid frames, and as they go further and further away from that, and they're using box channel, aluminum and stuff like that, as they go further and further away, if those components are not reinforced, these items here can really do a lot of damage. And I mean, you're seeing $15,000 frames on new vehicles having to be replaced simply because somebody tightened down too much with a mini J or an R hook or something, right? So understand that too. Make sure that if you're going to attach with a chain bridle or a strap bridle with a T hook, R hook, or a mini J, that is a rigid structure that you're attaching to, and that you have adequate clearance off those front spoilers or fascias to keep from damaging it. And then we have our trusty old J hook, right? Fairly common. We use this a lot still today on truck axles and lower control arms and everything else. One thing I want you to notice is that when you're hooking up with a vehicle or to the A-arm or whatever, and you pull on this, it automatically tends to rock, right? And when it rocks, it seats down in there. What happens is this tip can get up into the CV boot or into the lower control arm or into the tie rod or into the axle area, and it will cut that CV boot and potentially do some damage. The more tools that you have in your toolbox for attaching to a vehicle will make you a much better operator and will prepare you for every tow that you may encounter.